Hi, my name's Steve Williams. This is my unit on technology enhanced instruction. This is the shortened version because the first video I did was 15 minutes and obviously that's going to be too long. But these are my compiled, shortened overview of my questions and questionnaire and notes. I interviewed 3 teachers for this project. Anna teaches multi-subject middle school in a public setting. Denise is a first and second grade combo class teacher in a private school, and Kristen teaches 7th and 8th grade special ed in a public school. I asked each teacher 5 questions designed to get feedback and perspective pertaining to the following ISTE standards. For educators, being a learner, a leader, a citizen, collaborator, designer, facilitator, and analyst. I really focused on that side. For students, regarding being a digital citizen, knowledge constructor, and creative communicator. The first question, how do you use technology to design lessons that can accommodate different learning styles and student needs? This leaned into, on the educator side, being a leader, designer, and facilitator. On the student side, being a knowledge constructor. Anna and Kristen both said they use a lot of Google Classroom. Denise said she uses iReady. It's a site that individualizes learning for her students. But they all pointed out, too, that they use a combination of high-tech and low-tech solutions. Anna said sometimes when they've got a book that they're reading, that they will also give the kids a PDF of the book if they can find it, or an audiobook for kids that have trouble reading so that they've got something they can access no matter where the book is. For the second question, how do you collaborate with other teachers to leverage technology in the classroom? This question was designed for an educator side of things, being a learner, a collaborator, a designer, a facilitator, and an analyst. And the big thing for all of them was PLCs, their professional learning communities. Anna in particular uses Google Classroom a lot because as a co-teacher, when they go to grade papers, they will do it together online. They will both have the documents up, they'll make the marks, they'll have discussion about it, and by using that along with shared docs and drives, data folders, email a lot, that makes a real difference for them. Denise said that within iReady, one of the things that she likes is they've got an ability to baseline and track progress for their students in their classes. And one of the benefits is not only being able to project where students are going to be at a given point in the year, but also towards the end of the year to be able to understand where the students coming into her class are going to be and where the students going out of her class are going to be for the next teacher. My third question, what is a technological skill you've recently learned that will help student learning? This leans into, again, the idea of being, for educators, a learner, a collaborator, a designer, a facilitator. For students, on being empowered learners, knowledge constructors, and computational thinkers. For Anna, she said that Google Classroom is the biggest one for us right now, but that she's also exploring EduCreations because it takes the problems and helps students engage with real life situations, and that's a huge thing for her middle school classrooms. For Denise, it was as simple as learning how to use the smartboard better. For Kristen, she talked about going back to a app program called Snap and Read that she trained on it years ago. It's a speech-to-text, text-to-speech product, but that she's gone back to do more training on it recently because in the district they've been using a lot of Co-Writer, and they had found that was just a little more cumbersome, a little more clunky, not as user-friendly as Snap and Read, and that Snap and Read was not only very user-friendly but quick and versatile, and that the kids were more likely to use it in a given situation. My fourth question was, in what ways do you have your students use technology to present content or learning? So on the student side, this is being an empowered learner, a knowledge constructor, a creative communicator. For the educators, this is, again, leading the kids, collaborating with the kids, being a facilitator for these things, especially when it comes to how to use these tools. Anna says they use a lot of tech for research. They are online frequently. They're expected to do their live presentations with PowerPoint. They're expected to submit all their reports and essays online. This is, in fact, one of her math classes is completely online, and that she'll use online sources, other things as skill builders when kids need a little more reinforcement on a particular idea. Denise said, as far as technology to do presentations and whatnot, for first and second graders, they're not using that at all, but they do in their upper grades at their school. Kristen, creatively enough with her special ed classroom, said they're doing podcasts, they're using Google Classroom, IXL, PowerPoint, but that sometimes, going back to what we said earlier, she's trying to use tech solutions less for their presentation because they're so inundated with it in their other classrooms. Finally, this: in what ways do you help your students manage their online identity and reputation and be aware of their permanence of their actions online? And this was really revealing to me. For an educator, this is about being a leader, a citizen, a collaborator. For students, this is all about being a digital citizen. And I was really intrigued that all of the districts, the schools, the teachers are taking very active roles in this. For Anna, one of the things she pointed out, the difference between teaching the kids to find appropriate sources versus inappropriate sources, but that in her conversations with her kids, much of the students' knowledge actually comes out of their own personal online gaming experiences for when they've talked to people that hasn't been as they expected. For Denise, her kids, their computers are locked down. They can't go anywhere but the one site that they use. And Kristen said this. She said, even though we go over it all the time, kids still seem to think that once I erase it, it's gone forever. 7th grade, their health class does a huge unit on online citizenship, and they drill it all the time, but the kids, even though they can tell you the facts about it, tell you what they've learned, they can recite things, there's still this disconnect about, well, I might say that on Snapchat, but I'd never say it in real life. Kristen also pointed out that she never really scripts tech into her classes anymore because, and this is kind of as a designer, kids aren't staged, and she's got to be ready to be nimble with everything she does. Thanks.